Hello, in this video we are going to go ahead and implement some of our nice APIs like get ID, get name, get tagline, get brood date, so on and so forth. We're going to implement those right now. So the very first thing that we are going to do is add a update serve pugum to my IL editor because I think we should be doing that instead of compiling it every time. And that's okay. So it's in the compile settings, and I'm just going to find or build the command here first. So service program, punk API, library, punk API, module, punk API. Library, punk API, and then export star rule. Very simple. Love that. And that's pretty much what we need. And then we're just going to say upd serve pugum, and I'm going to put it in there. So update serve pugum, and then I can actually just copy the variables here. We go ahead and save that. So now if I try and update serve pugum, it might work. It did work. That's great. No errors this time. So that means instead of recompiling every time, we can just compile the module and then update serve pugum, which is excellent. So the very first thing we're going to work on is get ID. So this would return the current ID for the current beer. Very simple. And I think what I'm going also to do is rename beers string at to beers at, and also rename element at as well. So let's do that first. Let's beers at is what I'm going to call it, and then also beers, and I'm going to say beers string at, and then I'm going to go over to my punk API and I'm going to say beers at, and then beer, and then beer at string at. So save. Obviously a very important thing. And then I am also going to add the header that I took out from here. So that should be solved now, now that we've solved the binding issue. Okay, so that's that. So we should try and compile it to be extra safe, to make sure it does actually compile still. Although it does like to take its time. Anyway, while it does that, let's go ahead and start writing. Why is the system so slow tonight? I am awfully confused. Oh, because we haven't got DFT at group. So if we add DFT at group, star no. I can't wait for future compiler versions where we don't actually have to write that as a header anymore. Oh no, it's not. It's because we used create RPG. Like we didn't use the mod. So now if I put mod, hopefully, there we go. That compiled. So now we can start with our nice APIs. So the first one was get ID. Beer get ID. We pass in the current beer, and it's going to be export and proc and tickle pi beer get ID, and we'll return an int 10 because you never know how big it's going to be, npi, and let's go ahead and pass in the p object. So that will be the beer object. And then all we're going to do is JSON get num. That's one of the NoxDB APIs there, where we're passing p object. And then we pass in as the second parameter, if I could spell object, it's going to be ID. And I believe that's what it is. So ID1, that would be the property. So that's great. So that's really the basis of the get APIs. Now we're going to add a few of those. So I'm just going to copy this actually, enter, and change it to be get name. Very simple. Where we pass, and then we, instead of this, we're going to say we'll pass back a variant of character. Let's make it 50, and we'll do get string instead. Get str, and we say name. So that gets the name. That's pretty much what beer.get string at does, except we're, instead of letting the user pass in a property they want, they can just pass in get name. Just adding kind of a layer of abstraction to it. Let's do tagline as well. It looks like a fairly longer, potentially longer name. We'll leave tagline at 50. You never know. Tagline. Get tagline. Beer underscore. What else we got? Oh, we have date. That was one of the other ones, wasn't it? Yes, it was going to be date, wasn't it? Get brew date. That's going to be fun. So, get brew, beer, get brew date. Now, instead of course, variant of character 50, we're going to return a date. So this is going to be fun. So it's obviously returning. How many characters is that? That looks like 7 characters in total. Duckles, date. Let's call it string character 7. And then we're going to say string equals, and I've noticed we're actually missing return statements from the other first brood. We're actually missing return statements. So this needs a return statement. This needs a return statement, and this needs a return statement. There we go. So we need to also create a brew date field, date variable. And I believe there is a lot of built-in functions. There's a lot of built-in functions for dates. We could actually construct it manually, and then actually that's probably the wisest way to do it, isn't it? So we could just say string to date and have a little Google. Well, that's easy. Date convert to date. That's exactly what we want. So what we'll do ISO. ISO is a fairly standard string. So then we'll say Duckles ISO string, and that's going to be 5 for the 4 is the okay. So it looks like this. Let's just do the ins first. So it's going to be, that's the year. That's 4 plus the gap 2 gap. That's 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 characters, and that's easy. So we can just do, let's do character 10. Or do we want, let's do variant of character. Now it's easy because the string is always going to be the same size. So what we can do is a ISO string equals, and we'll start with the years. We do sub st, and then it's going to be string, and it's 1 index. So let's go look at the API. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and for 4, that should do it. And then we do plus dash plus, and then it's going to be string 1, 2 as the month. Oh, I didn't I didn't put the substring in. And then of course, because we just need 0 dash 0 0 because it's 0 1 first day of the month. And then we can say return date ISO string percent ISO. That might do it. It might do it. I love that. So if we actually save it, hopefully we don't wait long for the compile here, for the save. It's always fun. I'm guessing they're all the same style date. Does look like they are. And then create Escalopy mod. I love compile errors. They're my favorite. It's taking its time. I'm going to guess. Oh, nope. Successfully compiled. I love that for us. Well, that's awesome. And then the last one we were going to do, I believe, was get description. So, and the description was much longer. So I might just make this say varying length character 256 to be real safe. And it's just going to be description. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's save. And the very next thing we need to do, of course, is actually create the prototypes for them. So let's just copy this and bring it over. And just paste it in for now. We'll worry about the extras in a little while. So I'm just creating the prototypes here. Awesome. So again, I'm going to rename these PIs to PR, and then of course ext proc has to go on all of them. Save that. And then we're going to try and compile the program when this is saved, because of course we need the APIs to be updated. Come on, compile, come on, what is this system doing? There we go. So let's create a skill API mod. Cool, successfully compiled. Ooh. And then let's go ahead and update the service program. Hope to say it works. Okay, that worked. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and make yet another example. I actually don't want to overwrite the first example I have, but I will copy the content of it so we can use it in the next example. Blimey, this system is slow tonight. What am I doing? Why did I decide to record these videos tonight? Okay, did I create the example? No, I did. I created it in this folder, didn't I? In this file. I didn't mean to refresh the wrong one. Did I? Where did I create the example? Where did I create the oh, I run. Oops. Oh, my session disconnected. Oh, there it is. Create new member, example2.rpgle. Come on. We're going to need to just disconnect from here. My session timed out. Okay, there we go. Let's paste it. All right, punk API, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. So instead of doing beer string at, we're just going to create some variables here. So we're going to do ID, name. Let's do ID, ls int. And then ls, what else we got? Tagline. Tagline's always fun. How big is that? 50. Tagline, character 50. Let's make it variant character. And then let's also have one for date. Beer date. I'll just call it beer date, even though it's not a beer date. Give it a date. So instead of doing string at, now we can just say beer, get name, current beer, and that'll give us the name. And then of course we have the same for the others. So we can say ID equals beer, get name, current beer. And then we have tagline equals beer, get tagline, current beer. And then we have beer date equals beer, not gear, beer, get date, get brew date is what it is, current beer. So let's hopefully save it and not wait 12 days. There we go, that was quicker, that's nice. So let's just make some more useful printing here. Let's say character ID, and then I'll just say plus colon plus name. So that print the name, and we could also print the date. So how do we get the what's it? Sub DT? No, that's not it. RPGly date biffs. We want the month out of. There's loads of built-in functions for dates. I just forget them. Oh, we're on the built-in func. We're actually on the. Oh, can't we say what was it? Hours, m seconds. There's a way to get extract. It was sub DT. I was right. It's just been so long. So what we can say is this will be fun to write. I have to write some more variables for this. ls month int 3 months aren't that big. ls date date int. Oh, we got one called date. Well, let's not use date. Day in month. Month day. That'll do it. Month day. Well, that's ugly, but it will do. And then we'll just say, month equals sub dt beer date month. Let's So is that how it works? Years, MN. Okay. Months. Months is what we want. And then we want month, day, which will obviously be days. And then let's print it nicely. Name will need to be trimmed. And then we can say plus. Let's put them in brackets. And then, of course, we want to do it in UK format. So we're going to UK format. I guess it would be the same, actually. So why don't we just print ISO? Why do we bother doing this? Why don't we just print the beer date as ISO? Plus character beer date star ISO. That should do it, I believe. Plus, and in fact, will be really nice to just separate it like so. Okay, save. I'll wait 10 years for it to save. There we go, that was fast. Create bound RPG. Beer, it's beer element at. We changed it. We have to update the example 1 now as well. Beer at. It's beer at. Don't remember my own APIs. Love that. And I've noticed we have get name twice. There we go. Oh, right. So beer at is not defined. Am I really getting it that wrong? Beers at. That's not right, though. Oh, it is. I thought I called it beers. Okay, beers at is fine. Oh, we changed it to beer string at. Okay. Awesome. Create bound RPG. Oh, did I miss something? Yeah, I think I had one too many brackets in there. Come on, come on, come on. Why you say it fast sometimes and slow on others? Please explain. Okay, so that's quite long. Maybe we should just do 2. Or I could take something out of it. I could just make this shorter, maybe. How far are we over? Quite a bit further. Let's just make it 2. Let's just we'll do that as 1. In fact, why am I... Let's just do compile, create bound RPG. Save the effort here, folks. Then we'll just get inline errors, and it's so much nicer. There we go. 65, we're still over. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do this. Display. And then we'll say ID plus character ID plus a space plus a bracket. And then we'll just print the name on its own. So let's compile that. And miss the bracket. There we go. Let's go communications, connect. Add label. Okay, that took a long time. Compile. There we go. Add a little entry. Punk API. And then let's actually not call it. Let's do a start debug and example 2. So let's just set the breakpoint here. Okay, count 5. Love it. Current beer, name. Buzz, ID. 1, tagline. A real bitter experience. Beer date. Wow, is that right? 2007? It is 9. That's the 9th month, 2007. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so let's bring this over here. Oh, that was way too far over there. So the first one is that September. Yep. Nope. It's yep, September 2007. Very good. Then we have April 2008. Awesome. Then we have 11/2015. That's November 2015. This is awesome. And then 09/2013. And then 02/2011. That's fabulous. That's really amazing. Anyway, so that's this part of the video done. These videos tend to drag on a bit, don't they? But that's really it. We've created some nice APIs to interact with our SDK, and I think that's pretty much it for the whole workshop series now. So really appreciate watching. It's a lot of fun to develop. In fact, I may put this source code on GitHub as well. It was a real treat. But thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it.